Good evening, friends, followers and channel members. Welcome to a late live stream here in the UK. What time is it? Oh, it's 10 to 10. But we've had a sim update today, and it's also the channel's first birthday, so what better way to end the day with a multiplayer community flight as we check out some of the stuff from sim update number 6. We are at Stuttgart Airport. No real ops involved tonight. We're just going to take off and fly. I do want to do a few things in the experimental version of the A320 NX. Basically, I want to check that it's all still working and nothing's been broken. But yeah, that's the main aim of the game. This airport looks rather nice, doesn't it? Stuttgart Airport. If I recall, you guys may be able to help me because I may be just talking rubbish here, but wasn't this airport actually missing when the simulator first came out? They forgot to include it. So it's quite nice to see that they've gone ahead and actually made this one of the handcrafted airports. Let's go ahead and get some catering, get some luggage, and I don't know if we've got any stairs waiting for us. We need some stairs. Let everybody on board. So how has the update been for everybody? Hopefully you're all well. If anyone wants to know what my graphic settings are, I have just by default as a benchmark, just to see how it goes, I have set everything to the default setting of high, with the exception of clouds, which are at ultra. So that's all we're doing at the moment. Everything is just at high. So good evening to all of you who have popped in this evening. Good evening especially to our channel members. Hello Talia, Clemo as well, Dark Fury, and Christian, who dropped in for a little bit, but obviously it's quite late. He's off to bed. He'll catch us tomorrow when he watches at a more sophisticated hour, I guess. And Dr. Magic as well. Good to see you. Right, well, let's get on board and see what we can do. Anyone wants to join us? We are on the North Europe server. North Europe server, Stuttgart. All players, not just live players. Lewis Aviation, hello, and Pilot Patrick, hello to you as well. Thanks so much for popping in. So as I say, no real ops. I've had enough of those today. Let's have a quick look round, actually, at this airport. We might as well, just while we're getting some fuel loaded in. But yeah, as you can see, the main terminal building's over there. I obviously just opted for a remote stand because it's closer to a runway. But actually, once again, doing a great job. DHL buildings, as we can see over there, and yeah, as I'm panning around, I'm liking what I see. As I say, everything's just set to high settings, so I've not messed around with my graphic settings or anything like that. One thing I do advise you all to do as well, if you haven't done it already, what partly is the reason why this stream started a little later than anticipated for me tonight, is always make sure your packages are also up to date as well. Not just the new content for this sim update, but also all of the packages. I think there are 7 or 8 packages need downloading as well, and updating. Dark, you're going to bring the Dreamliner EasyJet. Well, if you can't do it on this flight, when can you do it? RSMTB. A lot of people are having this problem. If you're one of the people that are firing up the simulator, it's telling you need to update, but you can't update when you launch the store. I need to find a link, or if somebody has a link, please post it in the chat for me. Microsoft Azobo, they are aware of this. You need to install, this is only on the PC I think, you need to install the Xbox app. So obviously PC players are now playing second fiddle to the Xbox guys again. You need to install an Xbox app, which then allows the PC to see the update. So that's basically. If you want to quickly Google that, I'm pretty certain that that will render the solution to be found. This is now default scenery. This is default scenery. So how great to see! How great to see that. Let's get on board, shall we? So as you can see, I've already got the aircraft sort of turned on and things. I'm just going to quickly turn the brightness of the screens up. Oh, who's that? Give him a wave. And turn up the ECAM as well. We're not even going to bother messing around with fuel. We know we've got enough fuel. I'm only doing a very short flight here in the A320. I'm then going to zip along, and if we get time, I'll hopefully go for a little bit of VFR sightseeing. Why not? So let me just turn the brightness up here as well, and I'm going to go 10,000 feet. I do actually have a flight plan just because I need one to load in. I've said 10,000 feet. That should be okay. I'm just going to check the moors. I don't want to crash into any terrain. Oh, we can go a bit lower. Let's tell you what. We'll enjoy the scenery from 7,000 feet. There we go. Sean, I am still capping my frame rates. Yeah, capping them to 35. So fingers crossed that's going to work out quite nice. Right, so what I need to do is, well, first of all, of course, we can start getting passengers on board. And let's see if the sim brief uplink works. So, onto the McDo menu and first test. The new NX cycle I think has also been updated. Now bear in mind I'm using Navigraph data, so that won't show. But which new NX cycle, considering it goes out of date tomorrow, the one that I've currently got? 32-minute flight, that's all loaded quite nicely. Back to that AOC menu, performance, weights and balance, and we can, in fact, you know what, let's just load that block fuel, and then let's load the payload in as well. That all seems to work, so that's good. Let's get the init request in, just so we've got the flight plan in there. There it is. Let's now have a look at how we're going to do this very short flight, departing on runway 7. As I say, we're not doing real ops. I'm just wanting to this is the experimental version, so I want to check the custom flight plan manager's not been screwed up by the update. Hopefully it won't have. Seoul 3 Hotel, and insert, and then the arrival is Relax 1 Alpha for runway 34. ILS 34 and Relax 1 Alpha. A waypoint called Relax. Perfect. What's the initial approach fix for our flight this evening? Let's have a quick look. Initial approach fix is it Amiki or runway 34? Let me check. Oh, it's initial approach fix is Utixo. Is that right? I'm not really studying these charts. I think it's a Miki, and then we go through Utixo, don't we? So insert that. We'll scroll through and have a quick look. Check for any discontinuities. There's the first one. Let's clear that. And let me just turn on the plan. See what this looks like. Oh, that doesn't look right. Let me just check that again. Doesn't really matter, we're going to do what we want in order to get in there. So relax then to Lamax and then runway 34. Where is the initial approach fix on this page? Is it it could actually be KLO. Never mind. let's just fly. Passengers, how are we doing? Not far off. Q&H is sorted. Our performance page. Don't need the radnav, not bothering with that. Onto init B. We'll just pop these numbers in. Trip wind doesn't really matter tonight. Just confirm the block fuel. We've got lots more than that anyway. Again, doesn't really matter for this evening. The performance going to be flaps 1. Toga, transition altitude, no idea. But let's go and get those V speeds. All good. So if any of you watched the Real Ops line check stream today, you'll notice that things have been done very different for this flight this evening compared to how they were done today on a realistic flight. Right, that all looks good to me. Ooh, Air Canada, hello. So let's get ready to start pushing back. Let's get that APU bleed on. Let's get the fuel pumps on. And once that's done, I will also close the doors. I think all the passengers will be on board. There we go. Let's close the main doors. Tug driver can begin to move into position. Just waiting for that APU to fire up.
All the passengers are on board and we're ready to go. I'll bring you a cup of tea after we've taken off.
That's great, thank you.
I think she can give me something a little bit stronger than tea at this time of night. Danny, sadly you did miss all the fun today. How did it go? It went very well. I was very happy. There were a couple of little things, but aren't there on every flight? Right, APU, happy with that's fired up. External power can come off. Let's get that rotating beacon light on. Let's get the tug into position. Okay, so a couple of little things to check. That's all down there. Has that tug moved yet? No, here comes the tug. Nose wheel steering disconnected. Start the timer. Stand by. Everything there. We can lock those doors. All is fine. Right. Let's push back.
Cabin crew, what about when they push back? You found the door and cross check, thank you.
So then, let's welcome our passengers on board. We'll start the pushback and begin engine number 1. Release the parking brake. Back we go, engine mode selected to ignition, starting engine 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck this morning, let me welcome you on board this EasyJet aircraft as you settle in for what we hope is going to be a most enjoyable flight. The weather today doesn't look to be posing much of a problem, so we should have a nice smooth ride for you throughout the duration of the flight. And as the cabin crew continue making their last preparations, if you could please assist them by getting yourselves sat down, your seatbelts fastened, and make yourselves nice and comfortable. The ground crew have now finished loading the aircraft, and we're just about finished with all our pre-flight checks, so it won't be long until we are pushing back. If you could please give the cabin crew your full attention as they go through the safety briefing, we'd very much appreciate it. So on behalf of myself and the first officer, we'd like to say thank you for choosing EasyJet today.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask for your attention while we take you through the safety procedures on this aircraft.
Wow, that's some taxi speed.
Pocket showing
So quite a few people are having issues with the Microsoft Store not finding the update.
if you hear
I too was also having the same issue. You need to download one of the Xbox apps within the Microsoft Store. I forget which one it is. I think it's just called Xbox app. Once you've got that downloaded,
maybe
the update should then be found.
leave all cabin baggage on board. Your seatbelt is fastened, adjusted, and released as shown. It must be faster
So, no takeoff calculation checks has been done. I reckon we can get off there. That looks okay.
Masks will drop from above you. Pull a mask towards you to start the oxygen. Put the mask over your nose and mouth. Hold in place with the strap. Pull on each.
Should we get engine 2 fired up?
Put on your own mask before helping others. If we land on water, take the life jacket from under your seat. Put it over your head. Pass the tapes around your waist. Click together. And pull the strap.
Again, anyone wants to come and join us, you can. We are on the North Europe server,
Inflate by pulling the
and we are at Stuttgart.
plate or need stopping up.
Would someone please throw the drunken Cathay Pacific pilot off the flight deck?
We also carry flotation aids for children. Your tray table must now be stowed, armrest down, window blinds open, and seatbelt fastened. We wish you a pleasant flight with EasyJet.
Dabney, no, update 6 is available. You can go and get it now. Remember to update all your packages as well, though, guys. Really important that. Excuse me. But you must install all of the packages, not just the download. DC Aviator, hello. It's called self-loading cargo. I thought we'd have some happy music as well for the stream this evening. It's been a hard day's work. Engine number 2 is available. So, engine mode select to normal. APU bleed off. Anti-ice not required. APU off. Spoilers. Rudder. Flaps. And CFG. Now, let's see. If I move the image, if I move the camera now, does my mouse cursor jump? Oh, yes it does. Oh, they've not fixed that. Right, CG is set. It really annoys me, that. Never mind. Taxi light on. Get those turned on as well. And let's do a very quick flight controls check. All looks good. There we go. Release the hounds. I mean the parking brake. Wayne, good evening, sir. Well, you're retired. We knew you'd be here. Now, can I turn left and right while panning around? Let me see. Nope, I'm trying to turn left, I'm trying to turn right, but I'm panning around and nothing's happening. That bug has not been fixed. That's really annoying. Barry, you have to start engine 1 after World Update 6. They've not sorted that bug yet. Leave it. Devin, it'll be interesting to see if they fix the clouds. Oh. Do you know, whilst I was waiting for the World Update screen to arrive in the Microsoft Store, they've got the cinematic video playing, haven't they? And I was watching it thinking, oh, do you remember the days when the clouds used to look that good? Boris, yes, you can use the middle mouse button, but, you know, it'd just be nice if it worked. It has caught me off guard on many occasions, particularly when... a bit late for that. Particularly when trying to port onto the taxi stand. Right. Okie dokies. Shall we go? See what happens. Okay, and let's just set that, let's set that. I said I wasn't doing real ops. I'm not, but I like to keep in good habits. Hello, don't you just love multiplayer? Wow, someone's nicked your wheels, mate. Must have been on a rough estate. 50% N1. And... Doga. Mantoga, SRS, and runway. .100 knots. Runway track. That shouldn't show. V1. Rotate. And nav. Very nice. Didn't bother getting the packs off. That's okay. And climb thrust. Thrust climb. Climb. Autopilot 1 now engaged. So we're only going to 7,000 feet. Just because I want to enjoy some of the nice scenery down below. Air Trooper 37, good evening. What's the temperature now? It was 37 degrees in Almira when we landed earlier. You say nighttime flying is a waste of time now. I've seen some screenshots. Aren't they just like orbs of light scattered across everywhere? Oh dear. We can test that out actually in a little while. Be interesting to see the textures from a little bit higher up actually, given that I'm now using just the default high-end setting. So we'll have a little look at that. But currently that all looks pretty beautiful, doesn't it? Dabney, you think they've learnt their lessons from update 5? You would guarantee everything's fixed now. Well, you say that. Guess we'll find out together, won't we? Simon! Simon, thank you so much. Hope you had a great... hope you've had a great day, Simon, and your update goes smoothly. So, big thanks to you for that. And... hope you managed to watch the live, or some of the live stream earlier today. For anyone that hasn't seen that, that was stressful at times. Right, just so I have a rough idea of what I'm doing. It's a very short flight, literally a very, very short flight, coming in. Do you know, I'm not happy with this arrival that we've got plumbed in there. Can I just let's just have a look at this. It is runway 34, and it's the Relat 1 Alpha. Let me just have a look at these different vias that we're showing. Oh, hang on. Let me just go back. Scroll through. Yeah, because that's a mess, isn't it? I don't want to do that. But so far, what I can see for the moment is that the aircraft appears to be working. So hopefully, not too much. Nothing has been broken. Let me just have a quick check of that plan. Oh, that does look a bit better. Can we just tidy that up though? If I can clear out that, I can clear out that, I can clear out that, then we can clear the discontinuity. There we go. Oh, there we go. See, that's another thing I love about this experimental version. You can just clear out the waypoints and make the flight plan look really nice. Trini, should you delete user waypoints? No, 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 don't do that. So Simon says thank you and happy anniversary to the channel. Thank you very much, Simon, for your support over the last few months. David, Lovely Detail is looking pretty good, as you can see from this. This is quite nice. We're at 7,000 feet. So we're at 7,000 feet. In fact, how far are we away from Zurich? I'm going to just pop that in here. Do you know what? My mind's gone blank. What is it? Lima Sierra Zulu Hotel. There we go. But yeah, level of details looking pretty good, and as I can see into the distance as well, all those images are looking sharp. I haven't gone in and tweaked my config file either. This is a default setting, by the way, so of course you can go in and tweak that if you want to. Drini, you have to remember that the user waypoints are things that they're in real life. They're just not shown correctly. But don't worry about it. So what's going on with nighttime then? Should we have a look? Okay. Oh. Every time you pan, is there a power cut? Oh, I mean, come on, guys. I'm a huge supporter of Azobo. I really am. I'm a huge supporter of the simulator in general. But how can you not pick that up when testing? That's ridiculous. Someone put a penny in the meter. Wow. Does this happen with approach lights as well? You're coming in on approach at a runway, suddenly you decide to pan down, pan up, and oh, your runway disappears. How can they not pick that up? Oh, there's going to be a hotfix rolling out soon, right? There has to be a hotfix rolling out soon. Pilot Pat nighttime works for you. That's interesting. Ah, now, where are you flying? We're currently over the new area that's all been updated, aren't we, at the minute? I wonder if it's just a new update issue. So if we switch views as well, how's that work? Oh, no. Right, well, no nighttime flying until that's fixed, because that would do mine nothing. Let's bring the sun up, shall we? There we are. I tell you, I'm a huge supporter of Azobo. I love this simulator. There's no other simulator like it in terms of simulator immersion. But I do think their bug testing leaves a lot to be desired. So Robert Clay, you've just said the same thing, haven't you? So, we're going to make our approach into Zurich. Once we've landed in Zurich, I'm going to switch aircrafts and we're going to do a little bit of VFR flying, just for a little bit of fun. And of course, remember guys, if anyone wants to join us, I am on multiplayer, I am on the North Europe server, so anyone wants to fly with us, you can indeed. That looks quite neat. Driddy, no, I don't fly the 747 purely because I don't know how. That's that's the only reason. Air Trooper 37, that's a pretty neat point. They actually delayed the release of this to make sure things worked correctly. Whoops. Right, well, in order to begin this approach properly, we should probably get up to a proper altitude, shouldn't we? Anyone know the transition altitude at Zurich? Oh, it's 7,000 feet. Fair enough. ILS 11075. Check that's in there. There we go. Let's put the VOR in as well so I know how far we are away. Kilo Lima Oscar. RadNav page seems to be working as well. Wayne, you blame Greta. you blame that poor girl for everything. Let me see if I can solve a problem for you guys just whilst we're doing this. Let me see.
Ladies and gentlemen, please keep your seatbelt fastened while the seatbelt
Right.
sign is on.
So,
Recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened whenever you
if you... Oh, shut up, Mr. PA. As professionally sounding as you are.
Remember that smoking is not permitted at any time. This includes e-cigarettes.
So, for those of you that can't yet update, you're launching your App Store, or rather you're launching the Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's telling you there's a mandatory update available. Go to the App Store and sort it. You fire up the App Store and nothing's happening. This is what you need to do. You need to go to your App Store and you need to download the Xbox app. You have to download this. Oops, didn't mean to click that. Go back. You have to download the Xbox app. Once you've downloaded the Xbox app, then press Get Updates and Microsoft Flight Simulator will be there. So I'll just go through that once more. You must download the Xbox app from the Microsoft Store, because this is now an Xbox game, apparently. Once you've downloaded that, you can launch it. Make sure you launch it, actually. I forgot that first time round. You have to launch it, and then press Get Updates, and Microsoft Flight Simulator will be available. So I'll leave that on there. Combrig! Hello, Combrig. It's been so... it's been quite a while since I saw you. Hope you're well. Nuxana, you are very welcome. Hope that works for you. So the first part of our test flight this evening was just to check that the A320 NX from FlyByWire works, and it does. I've not put absolutely everything to the test, but yeah, it's I would have busted it by now if not. Also nice to see that self-loading cargo works too, so that's good. All we need to do now is land at Zurich, and then we're going to VFR our way over to another one of the handcrafted airports. Air Trooper, where's your pushback helping the flight sim gone? You haven't produced greyed out. What, this one? I have no idea why it's greyed out. There is an update available for it, so make sure you've updated it. Got and downloaded that from flightsim.to. Comrade, you've been ill, not with nasty COVID though. good to know. Beeline pilot, hello. Did I do an 8-hour flight? In an A320? No. 4 hours. Well, the stream was 4 hours. The flight was about 3 hours. Wayne, that's interesting. So you flew at twilight and the ground lights didn't blink on and off. That's very strange. I wonder what the magic key is then for that. Lewis, you've just had your tea. Was that pasta and chicken then? That's what you footballers eat, isn't it? Or is it turkey? Keep it lean. Okay, let's get this thing down to 7,000 feet. Thrust idle. Descent. And 080 magenta. Look at me using managed descent, even though it doesn't work yet. Let me activate the approach phase. Ooh, when we get on the ground, dare I try the print button? Dare I try the print button? Who knows? Can anyone just quickly grab me the METAR for Zurich, please? And then I'll just key that in. But this is everything set to default high, graphics wise, and it looks brilliant. Dark, you've got pre-caching frames on ultra, no issues. I think mine's on high. We'll probably see it more when we do a little VFR flight after this, won't we? Mustafa GT, good evening. This is the experimental version that I'm flying. My go-to aircraft. It's the flight used today on the line check we did. Thankfully I passed, so we're allowed to continue flying. Edwald and Alex in the Sky, thank you so much to everyone for grabbing the METAR for me. So, what do we got? 1021. Temperature 16. Winds variable at 2. So, what runway we're landing on? Runway 34. 340 at 2. Transition altitude 7,000 feet. And missed approach gradient 3%. Yeah, we can do that. So the barrel is going to be 1588. There we go. Now, passengers on the right of the aircraft, if you look out of your window in approximately 10 to 12 miles time, you should see the airport that we're going to circle to land at. Well, hello Alitalia. Good to have you. That looks like a nice little place down there, isn't it? Imagine VFRing your way up the river. There, now there's an idea. We're obviously doing the Iconic Journeys flights at the moment. Sadly, I couldn't do it this Sunday. I wasn't around. But when I'm around on a Sunday evenings, we're doing our Iconic Journeys. We're currently on I-95 in the USA. By Iconic Journeys, we're just following great routes, great highways, great roads. I never even thought of great rivers, though. That could be interesting, couldn't it? What's our platform altitude? 6,000 feet. Fair enough. And speed Alt Star. Ewald, apparently night problems have to do with rent scaling not being 100%. Ah, well, there you go. Maybe that's the fix, because my rent scaling is slightly above 100. I wonder if we knock that back to 100, then issues are fixed. Simulator Man, your game loads fine, that it stops loading when you're booting the actual flight up. I had that today when loading this in. Chances are it must be a mod or something that's in the community folder. God knows which one. I don't have that many. I certainly don't have every livery under the sun from the livery pack. Okay, well, let's just start having a look. We need to come in and land. Can we see the airport? It should be just that. There it is, look. There's our airport. Hello, Zurich. What a great view that is, actually, with the Alps in the background. Dark Fury, have you just said your render scaling is at 400? Really? Are you running it on a projector or something? Air Trooper, you can't... that's nice to see. You can't update the pushback helper in the flight sim. You have to download the latest version of the mod from flightsim.to. Okay, let's start to head down. Oh, not 5,000 feet. 6,000 feet. Simulator Man, do I use the FlyByWire installer to get the plane? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Okay, TM. Hello to you, sir. Hope you are well. And if any of you want to join us as we take a VFR flight after this, then get yourself loaded in at Zurich on the North Europe server. Because as soon as we get down there, I'm going to dump this aircraft. Then I'm going to get my trusty Diamond out. I like my little Diamond aircraft. Nick T! Oh, thank you so much. Lewis, is there a stream tomorrow? It all depends on my workload, to be honest with you. I've had one heck of a day today, so... in fact, streaming time today, by the time we're done, I bet we'll have done 6 hours streaming by the time we've done today. And a lot of work behind the scenes. So as we get to that base turn, we'll get flaps 1 out. I don't even know if we've been to Zurich, you know, on the stream, you know, to do this properly. It's definitely one worth doing properly, because there's lots to consider coming into Zurich. Lots of terrain around it. Hey Italia, how you doing? If the update finishes in time, yeah, your update will finish in time. But what about your packages? The packages for me added another 40-45 minutes or so. So then, let's go flaps 1. Speed checked. Flaps 1. Random hello, how was the update for me? Well, apart from struggling to actually get the update to be discovered in the store, after that had been done, then so far it's been pretty plain sailing. Oh wow, that looks neat. That looks really neat. I do like that. Is that a motorway just with a massive roundabout at the end of it? I'm sure someone with Google Maps will find that right now in the chat and tell us what that is. "16 miles out, loads of time." Air Trooper, you need to. You just hope they sort the night lighting out. Yeah, I mean that is pretty rubbish, isn't it? That can't argue with you just there. Murio, what you need to do is you need to download the Xbox app. I know that sounds crazy, but in Microsoft Store, download the Xbox app, launch the Xbox app, and then in the Microsoft Store, click check for updates. What a beautiful approach. Most of the streams I do are during the daytime anyway, so shouldn't affect us too much. Flaps 2. Speed checked. Flaps 2. Glide slope localizer blue. Cat 3. Dual autopilot 1 and 2 engaged. Lock star. That actually really does look neat, doesn't it? And I've not tweaked any level of detail or any texture detail like that. This is all default, remember. I'm flying purely on default high. Now there's a random cloud if ever I saw one. Is there a power station down there? To be honest, we don't need to slow down quite so much either. So let's just... we'll go on 6.5 for now. 12 miles out. So let's try something, shall we? Here comes our nighttime lights. Whoa! Hello! Floating cities. It's Bespin, City of the Clouds. Oh my word. Oh, talk about spatial disorientation. Radio altimeter alive. Oh, I couldn't do that. Is this render scaling that's causing this? I'm going to have a play. Ah, screw you. Bring the sun back up. I don't like that. Aside from that though, how gorgeous does this approach look? We need to come back to Zurich. We need to do a proper flight, a proper real ops flight into Zurich. Yeah, at least the approach lights don't vanish. Air Trooper 37, the dead zone is in your sensitivity settings. Your sensitivity settings for your controllers, there's a dead zone thing there. Just put each of the dead zones to about 15%, something like that. Seriously, that cloud. Is it a forest fire? Okay, slowing down to final approach speed, 6 miles out. Landing gear, spoilers, lights, cabin.
Please prepare for landing.
Flaps 3. Daniel, hello, how's the popping gone? I'll be honest with you, whilst I've been panning around, I've not seen any popping. Why have I never landed at this airport before? This is absolutely gorgeous. What a stunning approach. Be disconcerting if we were on VATSIM and someone did that, wouldn't it? Flaps full. Now, we'd normally run a landing checklist at this point, but we're good. Wow, oh, nearly 300 people watching the stream this evening. Thank you so much to each and every one of you watching for that. We're not finishing after this. We're going to jump into the Diamond and do a VFR flight, so don't disappear once we've touched down. You can join us as well. We're on the North Europe server. Now let's just watch for that speed shooting up if we're not careful.
500.
Approach stable.
400.
Lovely light winds. Nice airport, isn't it, this? Why have we never landed here before?
300.
Just holding that centre line now, teasing that glide slope, making sure we stay on. You may find as we get closer you need to just almost push down into the ground to keep that landing zone in sight.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10. 5.
And spoilers deployed. Reversers on. "70 knots, reversers off." Okay, great. We're here. We're in Zurich. As I said, we're going to come out of here now. We're going to jump into the Diamond, and then we are going to do a bit of VFR flying over Zurich. And we are going to... oh, I've forgotten the name. Oh, I forgot the name of the airport we're going to. It's in the video description. I'll find it in a moment. Oh, thank you so much for everyone that is watching so far. If you are enjoying the stream this evening, then please do hit like on the stream. It helps other people to find it, of course. You can then also hit subscribe if you're brand new here, and turn on the notifications bell so you don't miss any future content and live streams. Ordinarily, the channel is devoted to doing real operational flights, showing you how to fly the A320 correctly. But we're having a bit of fun tonight. We've done a line check flight earlier on today. That was very serious. And now we're just chilling out, relaxing, checking out Sim Update number 6. Correction, World Update number 6. Okay, so we're going to return to the main menu. And as I say, I'm going to fire up the Diamond. Sebastian, no, the level of detail is still not 3 billion, or whatever it was. I've now changed it to the default... well, I'll tell you what, hang on. If I just nip into the options page, you guys can all check this out yourself. So there you go. We've got 120 and everything is set to high. I've changed volumetric clouds. That's it. So just for this test flight, just so the benchmarks are all the same across the board. Right, let's get back into Zurich. I'm going to set that as my departure runway. I'm going to choose my trusty Diamond aircraft in our channel livery, of course. Yeah, that's all fine. So, let me... from there, I'm just going to change the time as well. From there then, we'll fly to Zurich. In fact, let me just sort this out. So, I want that. There's our arrival. Can't we... Oh, I thought we could add points of interest on the way. I thought we could have. Anyway, let's add that as our arrival. There we go. Can you add points of interest? Oh yeah, there we go. So we can add that. And of course, if we add that, and oh no, I don't want to do that. Right, remove that. How can I add that on the way? It doesn't like that, does it? I don't want to delete the departure. Do we move those? No, that would be too easy, wouldn't it? Oh, what an absolute shame. Right, okay, well, basically, we'll fly over there, and then we're going to come across, and this is a new handcrafted airport. So, we'll see what this looks like as we come in. Let's fly. Christopher, did the taxiway sign just pop in when we're about 50 meters away? Yeah, you know, little stuff like that. It's a taxiway sign, isn't it? I don't mind that. It's when you've got great big whopping skyscrapers popping in that, you know, annoys me. Jeff L, what's the World Update 6 procedure? Empty the community folder, say nice things to it, and don't look it in the eyes. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So, who's joining me for this VFR flight? We'll see if this loads, actually. Ever since Sim Update 5, how many of you have gone to load a flight like this and then the blue bar at the bottom has just stopped? However, all looking good. For anyone who wants to see my settings, I've literally just shown them probably about 5 minutes ago, so you can rewind the stream and see that. Oh, look at my trusty diamond aircraft. I love it. Ready to fly. This is what we are doing our Iconic Flights series in, isn't it? We got some flaps. Let's go. A little bit different to an Airbus, this, isn't it? Wind's light and variable down here, which is perfect for a small GA aircraft. Look at that, take it off before we've even reached the runway. So yeah, as I say, I don't mind things like small taxi signs popping in and out. I mean, it's not really what I'm looking at that particular point. Mazzy, you've had no issue with the lights. Was your render scaling at 100? I'm betting that from what people are saying, that may be it. Now, can we get the VFR map? This hasn't been working great, has it, over the last few weeks? Alfie, hello. What's new on the update? Well, points of interest for Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. I love that little bloom effect from the sun reflecting off the metal there. That's so nice. And can we try setting render scaling to 100? What, and then just checking the lights? Yeah, let's go for it. Let's see if that's what's causing the issue. We're on a test flight, of course, so that's what we're here to do. So let me do that. I'm going to set that to 100. We're going to apply and save. Let's go back. Resume. You get much smoother frame rates actually when doing stuff like this. Right, let's now change the time of day and see what the lights do. Seems that is it. That is the real. I'm looking around with a torch. It seems that's the problem, isn't it? Render scaling. It doesn't like it. All seems to be tickety-boo just there. Right, well remember that if we're flying now at night time, clearly render scaling is an issue. Right, let me trim this aircraft out. And then we'll get outside the cockpit and we'll do some flying as we do on our Iconic Journeys series. We're on live weather as well, so thankfully that's quite nice. Mark, you're doing a clean install. No! Oh, I feel for you. I've had it happen. I have had it happen. There is a new setting as well. Terrain cache, indeed. I think mine's set to high at the minute. We can probably look to up that, to be honest with you. And I do think that whilst I love flying the A320, of course I do, and I love doing real ops and I love making it as realistic as possible, but this sort of flying is where Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 is just a stack above any other flight simulator. It really is. So, is that the Swiss National Museum over there? Sarcotech, test it to 200. I think my GPU would crash. If you're flying in real life, you're a real life GA pilot and you're fancying a flight somewhere, you know, you're going to take your aircraft and you're going to go somewhere perhaps you're not familiar with, you can so easily use Microsoft Flight Simulator to get a feel for what it is going to be like when you get there. And it's going to look pretty damn close, isn't it? The Swiss National Museum down there. Orbex, I see, have provided quite a lot of these objects, haven't they? Which is quite neat. Don't know why, but I want to see trains. I'd love to see a train zipping in and out of a station. Wonder if that's on the to-do list a little bit later on. But seriously, look at that. If you got trains zipping in and out of there, I mean, my word, that looks like a complicated set of points and lines. God knows how they'd do it if they did decide to manage it. So again, just a reminder, we are on multiplayer. If anyone wants to join us, you can. So now we're basically just going to enjoy the sights, enjoy the textures, enjoy the wonderful living world of Microsoft Flight Simulator as we head over to their other new handcrafted airport today. And Fino1999 says happy birthday to the channel. Oh, thank you so much. 1 year ago today. I most certainly did not expect the kind of following that this channel has gained. You are all absolutely fantastic, and I can't thank you enough. That looks like trains on there, that line there, doesn't it? Wonder if they have added lots of different architectural type buildings as well. I remember when they did the last update. Was that the Nordics? Was that the last update? When they did that, every mile there was a church. Mark, the new Ambitions pushback tool. What's that one? Ambitions pushback tool. I've not heard of that one. Might have to go and have a look. Are we still climbing? Yeah, let's get down a little bit. I want to enjoy the scenery. So in our iconic flights where we've been flying like this, we've obviously been flying over America. And what I like as well about the way that the simulator depicts the ground and the textures, etc., is you can tell you're in a completely different country by the ground textures below. Oh, look at that. You can even actually see the white markings, the white line markings on that football pitch. That is incredible. But yeah, in simulators in the past, you could be in America, you could be in Europe, and the ground textures, everything just looked the same. But you know you are on a different continent completely. And I know obviously satellite imagery does that, plays a major part, but a lot of the AI does it as well. Lando Lakes, is that the toolbar pushback? Thank you, got you. You taught Ambitious Pilots as the developers, isn't it? Yeah, I understand. Thank you for clearing that up. Sarkotech, what is the goal for the second year of the channel? Well, that is a great question. I can't answer it, but that is a fantastic question. See, if someone had set me a goal at the start of this channel when it was launched, you know, and someone said to me, right, go on then, where do you want the channel to be in a year's time? I honestly think I'd have said something like, oh, well, if we can get a load of tutorial videos out, if we can stream live flights with maybe, I don't know, 20, 30 people watching at a time, and a subscriber count of anywhere between, I don't know, 500, 1,000 if we were lucky, then I think I would have set that as a realistic target. Now, if a year ago today you'd have told me we'd have close to 16,000 subscribers, we'd have, as we have now, I'm just looking, around 240 viewers of a live stream. We'd have endless tutorial videos, not just for the simulator but for the A320 as well. We've got loads of real ops flights, and I topped the year off by completing a line check flight with a type rated A320 pilot, overseeing things, which I'm very glad to say I passed that. Then I wouldn't have believed you. Of course not. Nick Burrows, good evening. I was thinking to myself as we were doing this flight, it's quite late. I know, Nick, you sometimes work late. There's a chance you might pop in a little bit later on, and What do you know? Here he is. Sakatech, for the second year you won't have some of my flights with failures. Well, you know, FlyByWire are working on it. We've also got the Phoenix as well. The problem with failures is failure management. If you're going to do them properly, you need 2 people in that flight deck to sort that out. You're not going to be able to do it on your own. Oh, you will be able to, of course. But if you're doing it realistically, and that's the difference. As we all know, this channel is all about realistic flying, with the exception of tonight, of course. And all our test flights usually have only hints of realism in. Nick, if you've been working, I'm guessing you've not updated yet. So, thankfully you'll be pleased to know it's not a massive update. So that's okay. Chris, it's pretty difficult to navigate the airport if the taxiway signs can't be seen. You just wonder why they're not loaded until... Well, as well, depending on the airport, because not all the taxiway signs are correct, so don't rely on them too much, unless it's a handcrafted airport. Land O'Lakes, it sounds like an opportunity to use the shared cockpit. Yeah, for a... for failure management. Yes, indeed. Now, if we turn the Iceline map on, let's just check that terrain down there. Oh, that's not so bad. I'll be interested to see this small airport that we're headed towards. Again, as I say, it's a handcrafted one. Slice Lime, yeah, you can have photogrammetry turned on. Definitely. Dwyle call sign Easy34 Alpha Mike of EasyJet downsize their planes. No, they're still flying 319s, 20s and 21s. I just haven't updated the banner at the top. Mario, you don't need VNAV. You can get around without VNAV. VNAV is overrated. Mitchell, you enjoy watching because not only do we do the real ops flights, but we make the Airbus fun to fly. Not to say that's a bad thing, but you're on the Xbox, so the Airbus is the only thing that works. Really, wow. I don't have the Xbox version, so I'm afraid I can't comment on that. Holding a steady altitude, just want to check that. Thomas, photogrammetry makes a huge difference. Yeah, so make sure that is turned on. Lee D, hello. Where's best to learn the cockpit buttons procedures for a newbie on Xbox? I would use the tutorial videos that come with the simulator itself. And if you're brand new to flying, period, then start small. Don't jump in an Airbus. Gavin Walker, your good friend is a pilot with EasyJet. God bless him. Watches the vids, said we did a great job earlier, which is great to know, thank you. Working tomorrow on a 3-leg, but he's currently sat online with you flying on the FlyByWire. He's doing a 3-leg, that's rare. Usually a 2 or 4-leg. I am happy to report, and I know that he won't mind mentioning this, but HD is back in the skies tomorrow. So we're very happy to hear that. It's like that magic disappearing and reappearing ink, isn't it, every time an aircraft gets close. Oh, I've just realised I've still got self-loading cargo open. That's not going to work. They're going to be screaming all over the shop. So, I was just looking ahead and looking at the terrain there, thinking, we'll go around this. A little bit of VFR flying never hurt anyone. We get a bit of airspeed up as well as we descend. We've crept up, actually. Not a bad thing, considering the terrain that was around us. Pascal, if you want to join us, we are on the North Europe server. I'm just looking, so you can see where we are on the map. If you want to join us, I'd say get yourself into Lima Sierra Zulu Victor. Get yourself in there and come join us. We just broke the world record for having the most passengers in a diamond. Yeah, it was about 150 something. So we'll just follow this. We'll just follow this road. It's going in the same general direction I want to go in. I have no idea where this is, by the way. Ooh, simulator's just frozen. Oh no, it's flying again. Oh, heart in mouth. It did that a little bit earlier, only for a second or two, just as we were coming in on the final approach into Almira, a little bit earlier on the line check flight. We'd done all the hard work by that point. We were literally just turning on finals to intercept the ILS, and I'm like, oh god no, please don't break here. Tyler, did they fix the lighting or lightening? The lighting bug can be fixed by setting your render scaling to 100. Mine was set higher, put it back to 100. Seems to have sorted it. I don't know where this is, but looks nice, and it's got a train station. Everywhere in Switzerland's got a train station though, hasn't it? They're just nice and efficient, unlike here in the UK. Captain Geeb, those freezers give you PTSD. Magic Gaming, yeah, there is a new update and it is mandatory, so you'll not be able to fly the sim until you've updated. Andy, is the performance better or worse? To be honest, it's exactly the same, which that's exactly what we expected. It's not being about doing anything different in that sense. It's a world update, so nicer textures around the areas that have been altered and updated. I mean, that looks pretty sweet, doesn't it? Ooh, is that McDonald's down there? For those of you that fly with us or on our iconic Journeys flights, you'll know I'm a little bit obsessed with finding McDonald's. So Sim Update 6 is coming this month. Is that right as well? When's that coming? I need to bookmark that date in the calendar. Air Trooper 37, yeah, set render scale to 100, it works fine, doesn't it? Joel, right, okay, and for anybody else that's logged on a little bit late, you need to go to your Windows store, your app store. You need to download the Xbox app. Once you've downloaded the Xbox app, run it. When it is running in the Windows store, then check for updates, and it'll find the Microsoft update. It's clearly now because the game is seen as an Xbox game. Mad Pilot Sim Update 6 equals Broken Sim 6. You would think they are going to have to be so careful with the next one. given what the last one did, of course. Air Trooper 37, do you want a burger? I want a milkshake. They've run out of milkshakes here in the UK. I mean, how's that even possible? Terry, you've selected reinstall and somehow it's installed World Update 6. I'm selecting reinstall. There's a risky move. I think you're kind of lucky there that you've not re-downloaded the entire thing again. Oh, anyone fancy a game of golf? There's a bit of a water hazard there, isn't there? Matty Gaming 2, your friends live in the UK and the update was 124 gig. No. I think the main update was something like 2.7 gig and then you got all your packages to download, which was about another 7 gig. Or mine was. Might not have been that much actually. Air Trooper 37, you had to have a stiff drink because your nerves couldn't take any more of the updates. We've all been there. Combrig, you're at 42%. It'll not take too long. I've had worse. In fact, I have had updates in the past which, by the time I've got it all sorted and ready to start the live stream for the channel, and doing a quick test flight, it has been around this time of night that we've started, finishing around 2 AM in the morning. I think it may have been the English one, the UK and Ireland update. I think we started that. I think that one finished around 2 AM in the morning. It was ridiculous. Air Trooper 37, you should join us. There's an airfield over there. Somewhere. Lima Sierra Zulu Victor. If not, just get yourself spawned in at Lima Sierra Zulu Romeo. We'll be there shortly. Nick, was it Great Britain where lots of gin was was drunk? In fact, wasn't that the night that you and Digital were both drunk? You crazy two people. Outbidding each other. I felt like an eBay auction item. Hopefully this approach will look quite scenic. I wonder what it is that makes them decide which airfields to update and make handcrafted. John, this update was a vast improvement for you. Excellent. Always good to hear positive reviews. Spitfire, hello. Update, actually really nice and smooth. The A320 from FlyByWire still works. So, yeah. Thankfully, all is good. So our airport that we're gonna come in on is right by the lake, so that should be nice and scenic. Alex 5150, is there a list which shows what the update is about? Yes, there is. If you Google the Microsoft Flight Simulator forums and find that, you'll find the list. Mad Pilot, is there a way? Is there ever a way to see what I look like? Yeah. There I am, right there. Looking chilled and cool as ever with my baseball cap. Now then, we actually need to see if we can find this airport, don't we? Let's start heading down. Ah, well, Nick, you say that. You weren't here when we had the problem with the lights, were you? So if your render scaling is above 100, you can't fly at night. Mitchell, I know Xbox isn't your thing, but do you know what version of the A320 is on the console? It's just the default version, Mitchell. It's not the fly-by-wire version, sadly. It will be soon, though, when the dev version becomes available. So, when the stable build of the dev version becomes available, then that will be added to the marketplace. And you'll be able to fly that one. Right, airport, airport, airport. Where are you? I've got the sun in my eyes as well, which never used to actually be a thing in a simulator. There it is. What a nice approach this is. Very scenic, a little bit like Nice, really, isn't it? On the coast. Is that a road that just goes into the water? That's a bit strange. Having a hard time actually controlling the aircraft and keeping it nice and stable. There is a reason for that, and that is because the overall sensitivity settings of the aircraft, controls, I normally turn down when flying GA aircraft. But for the A320 NX, you want to keep it linear, nice and straight. So, Flight Sim Pro, have the clouds improved? Funnily enough, we've had good weather, so I haven't checked, but I will. We'll get on the ground, then we'll check that out. I just want to lose some airspeed, start getting some flaps out. Matty Gaming, I actually showed them basically everything for this test flight. Everything has been on everything's on the default high except clouds, which is set to ultra. So I literally reset everything to high just so we've got a fresh benchmark, if you like. Right, our flaps are now fully out. We're ready to come and hopefully bring us down. What a nice approach. Oh, there's me panning around and I can't control my aircraft again. They haven't fixed that bug, by the way. Anyone that's joined us late on, they haven't fixed that. Multiplayer flight, it's like a scene from the end of Die Hard. Ah, did everyone see all the cars and trucks just pop in then on my left hand side? This is a nice little airport, isn't it? I've not seen the charts for this airport, not got it up. I don't know if it accepts commercial traffic. I would expect so with the runway markings that I'm seeing. Beautiful. Hang on. Was that a semicircle I just saw in the runway? When there's no aircraft coming, do they just have a kickabout? A bit strange. Oh, really nice. Right. Let me just get off the runway. I don't care if we go into the grass. There we are. Do we kick up dust and dirt as well? I can't remember if that's a thing now. Let me just power up. Do we have dust and dirt? Yeah, I think we do, don't we? I knew we had smoke from touching down, but didn't know if dust and dirt had also been added, so that's quite neat and nice. Maybe next update they can introduce lines in the grass. Who's bringing that thing in? Oh, good lord. Go around. Go around. Pretty certain your engine nacelles now just open. Smashed on the tarmac. Right, I'm just going to get the drone cam out. Let's have a look at this handcrafted airport. Oh, nice little airport. And some fantastic views as well. Yeah, I wonder what it is that decides that makes them decide, yeah, you know what, we're going to use this airport, but this is going to be our handcrafted airport for this update. So hopefully, I'm sure we'll all agree that as updates go, this one has been pretty decent. Now, who wants to see some clouds? Altenrhein Aviation. Very neat. Let me put some clouds in, see what they look like. A few clouds. Nah, can't really tell with that. Let's drag the bottom out of them, shall we? Do you know, it's hard to see, because I think sometimes when doing stuff like that, you're not getting a true representation of what those clouds are going to look like. But when you're using live weather, that's when the clouds are meant to be seen. To me, I don't know. I just don't think they'll ever look as good as they did pre-Sim Update 5. Sim Update 5 indeed was a major turning point in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Anywho, right, well that concludes our short test flight for this evening. I say short, we've been live for nearly 2 hours now. And I've done enough flying today to last me a week. So a huge thank you to all of you. Hope you've enjoyed this evening's test flight. I think we can safely say A320 still works. Update works, and yeah, a couple of really nice, well, more than a couple, but some really nice handcrafted airports as well. Please do hit the like button on the stream. Helps other people to find the channel. If you are brand new to the channel, please do hit the subscribe button as well. If you want to learn how to fly the Airbus A320 in a better, more correct, professional manner, etc., then that's usually what this channel is all about. That, and of course information regarding the FlyByWire A320 NX and the simulator itself. Hope you have all had a great day. Thank you to all of you once again that joined me earlier for the special line check flight that we did, and a huge thanks basically to everyone at whichever point in the future you may be watching the stream back, for supporting the channel over the last 12 months. It's our birthday today for another 30 minutes or so. And who would have thought that in 1 year we'd have had nearly 16,000 subscribers, a host of channel members, a fantastic community built not just here in the live chats but also on the Discord server. So if you are not on our Discord server, then please do join us. There's a link in the video description down below. Thank you so much to each of you for flying alongside and watching. Thanks for being a great community. I look forward to seeing you on the next live stream. Good night.